I'm back in the game room. So my last video I did showing off some of the pricier odd games in my game collection kind of went off pretty well considering most of my videos don't get views. So I'm back to do something similar, but this time instead of doing video games, I'm going to do video game related items, toys, movies, and stuff in my game collection. So let's get started with the first one. First on the list is a VHS tape. It is a Donkey Kong Country promo VHS tape. I'm putting this on here because I've had this since the game actually came out. I'm not even aware on how we got this. It was always in our VHS collection, and I've never actually owned any of the other promo ones, let alone seen them. The only time I've ever seen them is on the Game Chasers channel when they find them or people send them to them. So I've had this in my collection since I was little, because I got the game for Christmas the year that it came out, and this is pretty neat because it's the only one I have, and most people around here never knew that these promo VHSs existed, so I like having this in the game room. Fortunately, I don't have a VCR to play it or watch it, so there's a good and a bad about having it. So I went from doing an old item, so I should do a newer one in the game collection. When we first moved into this house, we were getting the game room set up, and we went to a dollar store, and this was the only one they had, and I've never seen one again. It's this weird soccer playing Luigi keychain from, I honestly think, China. I'm not for sure because I'm not aware of the language. It's just foreign to Canada, where I'm from. But it says on the back here, China, and the $1.50, $1.25 I paid for it. Plus they have a whole selection of different characters. I was kind of hoping to get one of each. Unfortunately, this is the only one I've ever seen. It's pretty weird to me that they would make a whole soccer collection based off the Super Mario world, which is trippy. And if I'm not mistaken, each one of the characters' different keychains actually are a different team. I'm not a big soccer fan. I don't know soccer, but it was just weird and I had to pick it up. I'm kind of glad I did because I've never seen another one. So I went from old to new to a homemade thing. So I took a 3D printing course with my wife and two of our friends at the public library, and we made the Thwomp. It was one item per group, and we decided to do the Thwomp. It's pretty thick if you see, and I love 3D printing. Since then I've 3D printed a Bulbasaur that you can actually plant a plant in its back. I've done a Raspberry Pi case for my arcade Raspberry Pi. I love 3D printing. It's fun. If you ever get a chance to do it, try it out. It's kind of cool, and one day I hope to own my own 3D printer because I enjoy doing this. It's really cool. It just sits on the shelf because, well, what else am I going to do with a little Thwomp plastic thing? So if you've seen my game room tour or you've seen my pickups from this year's Niagara Falls Comic Con, these aren't new to you. But for anybody who's checking this out for the first time, these are new to you. So these may not be worth anything to anybody else, but they mean something to me. I have two signed items in my game room. The first is my signed Amiibo Mario, signed by Charles Marinette, the voice actor of Super Mario. And he wrote Super Mike on it, and he did the impressions for me and my friends and wife. It was great, and he wrote woohoo on the side. I don't know how well the camera's picking this up. If you're interested, you can see the pictures on my Instagram. They're buried somewhere on Instagram. And at Niagara Falls, I actually got to meet the one, the only, the legend, Howard Scott Warshaw. And I brought him my E.T. cartridge. And he was really cool. I got a picture with him. He would have signed more if I brought more, but to be fair, this, to be fair, is my only Atari cartridge at the moment because, well, I grew up with the NES, not the Atari. I have played Atari. It's just people around my area sell them like they're gold, which they're not, people. But this one, to me, is worth gold because it's signed by the man himself, Howard Scott Warshaw. Really cool, nice guy. If you get a chance, I highly recommend you meeting either or of them. They're really kind gentlemen. Really nice people. That's all you can ask for when you meet people. So let's move on to the next item. Sticking with Amiibos, I love Amiibos. Unfortunately, the supply and demand has been met for most Amiibos. I've actually haven't done an Amiibo hunting video in a while because there hasn't been any really good new Amiibos to me. We got the Splatoon ones earlier. I'm waiting for the November batch. But I ordered this online from an actual retail store. I was really surprised to see it. It is the Little Mac Amiibo. Now, Little Mac around where I'm coming from is kind of worth gold. People ask ridiculous prices. And yes, it is an English Little Mac. I do have a Japanese Mega Man because I couldn't get Mega Man around here. And this is pretty cool. Little Mac was one of my top 5 Amiibos I wanted when I started collecting. So he means a lot to me. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him in stores at all, not even when they first came out. So I am putting him in the rare section because until I go to Walmart and they have 100 of these, they're pretty rare if you ask me. Now you may disagree with that because lately people have been disagreeing with my comments. So this next item is kind of a weird item. Now I have a love of Ron Jeremy, not his porno movies at all, just the man himself. He's one of few porno stars that actually is a pop culture icon. I went to a head shop one day and I actually found this pin, and it's been on almost every jacket or studded vest that I owned, and at one point it used to sit on my toque. It's my Ron Jeremy. I hope the camera can pick this up. It is the Ron Jeremy Mario pin. Isn't that kind of funny? I think it's funny. Now, this is actually from something. It's not licensed by Ron Jeremy himself or Nintendo. It's not licensed by Ron Jeremy or Nintendo. It's actually from a porno movie, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Super Hornio Brothers. And if you want, there's tons of information about how Nintendo actually owns that porno movie. So you can look it up. Tons of good YouTubers, not like me, have made videos about the odd things Nintendo owns, and that's on there. And this pin has been with me for a long time, like I said, and when we got the game room set up, I put it in here so it wouldn't get lost. If you have pins on your jacket or your vest or your backpack, you know they get lost a lot and easy. So I didn't want this one to get lost. It's one of my longest surviving pins that I've owned. So it's now here in the game room. Probably one of the oddest, most littlest things in the game room is this Jinx figure. See how small it is? I'll put it up to the camera. But I want you to know, when I was a kid, Jinx was in blackface. They changed it to purple because of the, well, obvious controversy surrounding blackface characters. So this little figure I actually bought at a microplay when I was little. When Pokemon came out, I was little. I think I was in grade 5 or 6. And I was obsessed with Pokemon, and I used to buy these little figures from Microplay. If you're Canadian, you may know what Microplay was. There's not very many of them around anymore. So I'll show you this little weird Jinx figure. If it will focus. Focus. There she is. All weird and in blackface. Now it's odd for today's standards, but back in the day, this is how she looked. So it's really, I'm adding it into the odd situation because we're not back in that day. We're here now. So look at that odd figure. So this last item on the list has been with me since the first Pokemon movie. I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. It's my Japanese Pokemon clock. So I went to see the first movie when it came out in theaters with my little brother. And my grandmother came to pick us up, and we went to this comic book store, technically across the street from the old theater. And they actually had this Japanese Pikachu clock. I wish till this day I kept the box, because that was more Japanese than anything. I fell in love with it because it was unique, and I didn't think anybody else around me would have it. Now, what's really odd about this clock, it's not really worth anything. That's okay. I keep it in the game room because, well, it's video game oriented. I've had it since I was a kid and I love it. It's ridiculous. What makes it ridiculous is the alarm on it. Now, if I jump, I'm not going to edit it out. I actually use this alarm clock probably up till I was in grade 10. And there was a reason for it. Not because I faded out of Pokemon for a bit. I got back into it, don't worry, obviously, or I probably wouldn't have kept the clock. But this is the weird part of this clock. So if I jump, I won't edit it out. It's loud, it's obnoxious, and here it goes. You'd think it would say Pikachu, Pikachu when you wake it up. Ready? That's right. It is so loud and obnoxious and weird. I love it. I love it till this day. I don't keep batteries in it because I don't want it to get corroded, and unfortunately I'm missing the plate in the bottom, but it's cute, it's awesome, it's weird, it's right down my alley, and I usually dig Japanese imported stuff. One more time for old time's sakes. So yeah, that's the odd stuff in the game room. I have some more. I have the gold Pokemon cards. I have some older stuff, but this is the weirder of the bunch in my opinion. If you want me to do other videos like this, maybe talk about actual video games, maybe show you some more of the weird stuff in the game room, some of the normal stuff in the game room, or my handheld collection would be kind of cool too. If you want to see that stuff, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these videos. If you subscribe, you'll be at least getting 2 videos a week. One on Monday and one on Friday, and then maybe one in between if I feel like doing one. These videos are shot weeks in advance, but still, leave a comment in the comments below. Second of all, I want you guys to play a little game with me. So, I talked about the Ron Jeremy pin, right? There it is, the Ron Jeremy pin. The movie is called Super Hornio Brothers. How we play a game? In the comments, write your best video game porno movie title. How about that? And until next time, game on and stay crazy, my friends. Thanks for watching.